Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited to be hanging out with you guys and celebrating the Scorpio full moon. We are live on YouTube as well as TikTok as I'm burning some sage. I've been really connecting with sage a lot lately. Such a beautiful medicine. And today my intention rather on this space is just to connect with you, channel with you the messages for the Scorpio full moon through a card pull. I'll be using my decks here. I'll be also channeling any divine messages that come through and any support that can support you. I did post the energy update for you guys recorded on YouTube, I think about a week ago. So you can go watch that as well, maybe after this video or whenever it feels good for you. Hi, Ashley. And let me know where you guys are tuning into. If you see the replay, please do hashtag replay, introduce yourself. Maybe you want to share if you're a Scorpio sign, even if you're not, what your sign is, maybe what you're going through right now. I love how so many of you guys connect and support one another on the channel. TikTok, same thing. You guys can do the same on the comments in the chat. And I always say that the energy transfers. So even if you don't see this live, I trust that you will receive it in divine timing. And that's amazing. So Richmond, VA in the house. Hello. Hey, genius. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Hey, Leah. Isabella. Sherry, Ken, Tanya. So nice to see you. Hello, hello. I love these lives too. It's so funny. I was going to record a video for tomorrow for you guys because I usually post on Tuesdays around that time. And I was like, you know what? I think a live for the Scorpio full moon feels so good. And it's a great way to connect with you guys. And I love chatting and just the conversations, the questions as well. Hey, Jay, so nice to see you. Taylor, English, Hunter, Juliet, and hello, hello. So, before we get started, I want to share a couple things for you guys because there's a lot going on in our community and I just want to seed them here. The first thing I want to share with you is tomorrow we're doing a Zoom breathwork. It's a 3 to 3.5 hour breathwork ceremony. And it's a beautiful offering where you get to step into understanding what this Scorpio full moon has for you. And we will be doing an opening circle. I'll be going over the energies and how it's supporting you. We'll be setting our intentions together. And then we'll be guided into a breath journey, which is a somatic breathwork ceremony for your healing, an opportunity for you to receive the energy, receive the channel messages that you need to release whatever you need to dissolve whatever you need to for the Scorpio full moon. You might have noticed certain emotions. And if you do, let me know in the chat. What are the emotions that you're feeling right now? And we're also going to have an integration circle at the end, sharing your experience and closing ceremony. So you can go register in the link tree. It's in the bio for TikTok. It's also down below in the description. You'll also see other breathworks that are happening in the next 2 months. Something that came in so clearly for me after holding our community in the last breathwork was to offer breathworks at this time. So you will be able to access monthly breathworks to support you. And again, they're so easily accessible for everyone in the community here. So you can go and sign up for that. You also have a meditation here for you to support you. It's a healing meditation to help you 3 days before the day of and 3 days after. And again, the energy update. Another update is Divine Dharma retreat training for light workers. There are 3 spots available. And I haven't talked much about this. I've been sharing, Divine, but I haven't talked about it. What is Divine Dharma? It was birthed after doing the Earth Dharma 1-year program as a space for spirits and souls and beings that want to connect to their divinity and their Dharma and their purpose through their shadow work and healing. And it's a 1-week retreat in beautiful Canada, in Quebec, on 150 acres around a lake. And you are submersed in this beautiful, rich nature, working with the elements, learning about the proper way of smudging. that has been taught from my elders to me, and being able to share this with you so you can do it for yourself and share it with your family and your kids and your community and loved ones. But also we're going to be doing sitting with 𝐾𝐨, which is a beautiful medicine to help and support you and connect you with your body, connect you with your gifts, understand the elements that you have and how you want to release them. I'll also be doing an elemental Reiki 1 attunement with you during this time. And we'll be doing workshops on your gifts to enhance your gifts, understanding your clairsentient, your clairvoyant, your dreams. What are the gifts that you came that are both ancestral, but your soul gifts, and enhancing that so you can take that home with you. And then we also have a plant medicine ceremony, and there's so much more. You also get an integration call circle a month after. So this is a very beautiful offering. If there's anything I've been sharing, if some of you are interested in working with me one-on-one, or maybe you've been wanting to have a deeper immersive experience, this is a great space to do so. So you can apply for the Divine Dharma retreat training down below and read up and just connect with it. And again, that is happening from June 16th to June 24th. And the other two things I want to share with you guys are some exciting things you will see and be shared soon, is some plant medicine, beautiful retreats. As you guys seen that we did the Aya retreat back in Costa Rica. I don't know if you guys remember that, but if you're new here, and it was a beautiful 10-day retreat with 𝐵𝐻 and Aya, 𝐾𝐨, breathwork, yoga, and we're bringing this offering back with Colleen Ariel, a beautiful facilitator, and curandera who's been working with these beautiful plants for many years, for almost 16 years. And this is someone that I've sat with since the beginning of my journey. So it is a great honor to collaborate and now share my offerings, and for her to share her beautiful wisdom and co-create this. So we're going to be bringing this offering again in Costa Rica in 2025 from the 1st to the 11th of February. I'm so excited. It's a 10-day. It's beautiful. And lastly, is Peru, where we'll be actually getting to connect with the elders of the Shipibo, and also sitting with Aya, 𝐵𝐻, cacao, various medicines, working with a jewelry workshop with the elders, the Shipibo traditional elders, jewelry, which is so beautiful, getting to stay in these beautiful tree houses in the jungle of Peru and seeing the nature around you. What better way than to sit in ceremony on the lands in Costa Rica and in Peru with Aya, and again, enjoying with 𝐵𝐻, 𝐾𝐨, so many medicines, breath work. And again, this is going to be a big immersive space. And at a time right now, which I'm going to talk about the Scorpio full moon a little bit here, and I'm going to share a little bit of a preview of it. But right now, we're in an interesting time. And I will tell you why I am so grateful, but such a big advocate for nature. Is we are literally in the center of everything going on in the world, has everything to do with between technology and our divinity and nature. And you are so powerful. This is what I'm going to be talking about in the Scorpio breath work. So deeply powerful right now. And we're in a very, very important time of history where people are starting to step into their power deeper. And the more that you connect with the elders and nature and the indigenous and the various lineages around the world, the more that we can actually listen and humble our hearts, but also step into our divinity, our truth, our gifts. And this is my biggest part of community here. So again, this is a very beautiful offering. And I really would suggest you going into that if that is something you're interested in. And the last thing I want to share with you guys, which I'll talk more about, and I was going to share this on the 1st of May, but we're here anyway, so why not share it here, is I am getting the beautiful honor. I sat last year for a whole month almost in Peru with Aya retreats. And they've asked me to come and support them and assist for their shamanic initiation program. So for those of you who are interested in plants, learning more about plants, learning more about healing, learning more about shamanism, learning more from the Shipibo, this is a great opportunity. There's 6 spots available for this. And so I will be alongside with 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤, who is the co-founder, but also works closely with Don Miguel, who's a maestro in Peru. And I've sat with him, I've done this process, but now being able to pay forward and offer this to you guys in community is like, woo, such a beautiful offering. So if you are available from the 11th of July this year to the 5th of August, this is an opportunity for you to sit with Aya, to connect with various master plants. You basically go there with the intention to heal your body and to get to know these plants. And some of the things you learn, you can take home with you to share with your community and family. And it's an opportunity of learning and really being welcomed into Don Miguel's family and friends and community. And what better way than to learn from someone who's really holding that space as well. So, yeah, I'd love to see some of the beautiful faces here, there. And again, if you're interested in anything that I just shared here and you just want some support, maybe you have some questions, feel free to email me. You'll see it in the link tree. And I can guide you to our team. My team or myself will guide you into how to support you there. So these are the offerings. I feel like if there's anything else, we do have the rebirth one-on-one. If someone's looking for support of healing one-on-one, I do have offerings right now in May. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, please email, and you can just apply with the rebirth application form. Myself and my team will get back to you. So lots of things, lots of exciting things. And on top of that, May 1st, I have a couple other announcements that have been asked through the comments. And that's why I say comment, because when you comment in the YouTube, it lets me know, okay, this is what community needs. Maybe there's something in the toolbox here that I can pay for to support you so you can heal yourself, you know? So the more that you communicate, the more you share, the more you interact, the better you'll be able to receive more support and help. Okay, so you got breathworks, you got retreats, you got plant medicine ceremonies, you got a full team along with your guides supporting you. Which what better way than to do this in the new beginning of the Scorpio full moon, which is all about rising into the phoenix of who you are. So that is all the shares I will share before we get into this reading. Let me drink some water and let's get into it. Yeah, super interesting share. You can go check out all the things. And if you have any questions on my website, Linktree, yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions at all. I'm here to support. I'm here to help. Okay, so let's get into this reading. So I'm not going to go over anything I've already said. I might say a couple things, but the intention of this reading is to go over things that maybe you don't know that you're experiencing. So the Scorpio full moon brings us in the axis of deep emotions. The best way of thinking of it is like restlessness. It's almost like there's so many things moving through our body and our being. There's this restlessness of what's to come. We're being forced to allow the full moon to clear and cleanse what we need to surrender to the purging and clearing and dissolving of energies that we don't need to bring onto our next cycle. This is what this full moon's calling us in. So let's pull some cards. What I ask for you is whatever energy you put in, you receive. So just breathing into your heart, breathing into your being, and seeing what you want to receive for this Scorpio full moon, which is such an energy. And I'm laughing because there's so many things. Ooh, yes. Okay, let's start with this. Spirit's not wasting any time here today. Okay. Ask yourself during these emotions, how can I gracefully, we have the poise card here. I'm trying with my reflection. Hopefully you guys can see it on both platforms here. But you'll see poised, right? For 8. Now I'm going to talk about 8 in the last video. So if you want to know about why 8 is such an important number for this specific Scorpio full moon that's happening on April 23rd, 2024, go check out my other video that talks about, it's like a part 1 of the energy update. Okay. So you have breathe as well, which is a beautiful card on this beautiful lily pad, right? I'm going to talk about the importance of the lily. And you also have leg up with the polar bear. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to share is polar bears. Right now, we're in the midst of spring. We're coming through and we're emerging from hermit mode, right? So what that looks like is that You are emerging, and right now you might need a little bit of a leg up. I saw this video of a polar bear emerging from its hibernation, and it looks like it was like in deep slumber. Its hair is all like, but it's like well rested. And that's kind of what you've been going through for the 3 days before the day of and 3 days after for the Scorpio full moon. It's now saying, okay, now it's time to rest. Now it's time to slow down and to breathe, because you're about to lift off on the spaceship and your wings are so wide. They're ready to go off. Thanks for the love. That was on TikTok. But they're ready to go off. They're ready for just to expand. So breathe into your new wings with grace and allow yourself to step into so much more than you can ever imagine. And I want to say this because last moon cycle that we had was all about getting out of breaking and that space, that making yourself small. And now you've already like, okay, now we're done that. We're not doing making ourselves small anymore. But now you're integrating the spaciousness. You're breathing into the spaciousness. You're getting used to the spaciousness without all the emotions and the burdens and everything that you're coming through. So keep that open. Sometimes when we're not used to having so much space in our life, we take on things, or we feel like we have to do all the things and be there for everyone. But it's like, can we honor our pillar right now and just take a breath in this Scorpio full moon to fill you? There's eternal filling into yourself. And just give yourself an opportunity to really look at you, right? So you did the cord cuttings, you did all the karmic stuff for the lunar eclipse. Now it's like, now it's me. Now everything that's emotionally coming up has everything to do with me. I can't blame it on someone else. I can't blame it on a relationship. I can't blame it on my ancestors. I have chosen to allow these emotions to manifest as they are. But during this full moon, I have a choice to release that and clear that in such grace with the poise card, with such breath with the breath card, breathing into it and leg up, right? So asking for help, humbling our hearts to ask and honor for help. So why do we have these things coming up? We have 2 cards coming in. So this is kind of a revelation of where you're at right now. So you have the new life, you're spreading your wings, you're stretching into the space, and you have between 2 worlds. Okay. So a lot of you aren't like 100% there at what you want to be just yet. And that's okay. Remembering that healing is not a state. It is always constantly an ever-ending, eternal expansion, right? And we need to realize that the new life you're creating, what is the new life that you want to create? Spirit's going to give you a lot of downloads of what to do next. Again, remembering, wait that graceful period of 3 days after the full moon. Why? Because so many things are purging. And even though we were like, oh, eureka, this is the idea, this is what I need to focus on. While you integrate, things will become clearer, right? There's no rush, right? So the treasure island, we got the turtle, which is like slow down and you will see the treasures in that. And the thinker, time for reflection. Okay, so I'm seeing already that this Scorpio full moon is about reflecting on the new life you're stepping into with such grace and breath. Allow yourself to ask for help from your spirit team, but also the people around you to have that spaciousness to take a break. Because again, like I've said countless times on so many TikToks, on so many videos here, this is not the full moon to manifest. Okay. This is what I would suggest you not doing. Again, it's your free will. Do as you wish. Do what feels good to you. Like I said, whatever resonates takes. Whatever it doesn't, throw it away. In any of my readings and any of the videos I share, because you know yourself more than anyone, right? So any advice that you receive, whether it's through videos or whatever, remember that you are your creator of your reality, and to listen to your knowing. That is the biggest thing that I highlight all the time with my clients, with the videos here, is know your knowing, right? So again, this is so beautiful. Now let's go into another layer of what we need to know about the Scorpio full moon. So breathing into your body, tapping on the screen, TikTok, to put your energy in, liking whatever that you need to really connect. Take a few breaths. Scorpio full moon. So it's funny, I got this card when I did the short reading on TikTok, and it's coming up again. So again, this is just a little reminder for you guys. So you got the TikTok, message here. You got the mending, and you got the fates. Okay. So the first thing I think about is right now, this specific Scorpio full moon is highlighting our root and sacral chakra. So life force energy, as far as the sacral chakra, is like where your energy is being like bleeding out of yourself. And essentially is like, where is your energy leaky right now, which is causing you to feel really tired or drained or very tensed emotions? Do we wait until that cup of anger is fully at the top, about to spill, then we release it? Do we wait until, we really can't hold our tongue anymore and then we say our needs? Like, this is what the Scorpio full moon is saying for us. So it's saying that TikTok emotions are getting heightened, and in a timely way, that the fates are doing this to force you to heal what you need to look at what you need to. I use the word dark feminine a lot. With the Scorpio full moon, I always see this word comes up. And dark feminine is like, the best way of explaining is if you're in a swamp, right? And you can't see the waters of the swamp, right? It's like, it's kind of murky. You can't see the fishes in it. It's icky. It has this like swampy, it's alive, but it's not clear. And water is eternal, right? The water's in our body, as Scorpio is a water sign, right? It's all about gritting our prana, our life force energy. So what this is telling me here is that in your murkiness of your shadow, the emotions and the things that you don't want to look at right now, the things that you've been avoiding, what is it that you're avoiding that's coming up during this Scorpio full moon? And to look at that, because the fates are showing you this so you can hold what you need to, right? And sometimes this has been coming up a lot for the Scorpio full moon. Sometimes spirit is testing your knowing, because what we've been taught to know and what is the true divinity of our knowing in our grid, in our template, could be separate. Now, stay with me here. What I mean by that is the mending card here, where you have the daughter and the mother mending something together. And what I mean by that is your ancestors during this time are really speaking to you. I'm going to pull the ancestor deck in a second because it's lighting up. Your ancestors are speaking to you to teach you and show to you where in your shadow do you need to heal, because it's not yours. This patterning is coming from them that you've taken on, right? And this emotional it's almost like you have decided to take it on, right? Like, it's not like, oh, this is mine and this is where I was lived and this is my family and this, like, it's based on my environment. Like, you have chosen to take it on. So the fates are telling you, TikTok, it's time for you to let that go, because the next paradigm that you're stepping into doesn't need that anymore, right? And when we look at sacral chakra, it's all about creating. It's about abundance, which 8, infinity. We talk about that in the last video, if you go check that out. It's about infinite possibilities of how you can manifest what you're stepping into it. It's also about infinite possibilities of where the generation, the collective is going right now. So like I mentioned in various videos, but we're at this space right now where we're in a deep war. It is a war between nature and technology, right? And to give you guys a little download, basically what happened is, what I've been receiving and listening to from the elders is something that rhymes true to everything. Is there is a point and period where, even ask your grandparents, where everyone had their garden, that everyone helped each other, that people will come together and support one another. And then all of a sudden, something shifted in our humanity. And in that, shifted in us and our divinity. So when in this time of the Scorpio full moon, as far as a collective reading goes, we are mending something that is, for years, wasn't given to us in answers. And now we're receiving psychic downloads of where our divinity has been altered or subjected to shifting because of AI, technology, social media, all these platforms, right? So we are being asked that, yes, we are advancing as humans. We have to advance, right? That we continually advance. You are template, the original template of your ancestors, right? And every time you and your ancestors create a new being, this is why Scorpio also has a huge a huge step into fertility and birthing and conceiving. So those of you who are trying to have a baby, great time. Those of you who don't, this is probably a time to just be aware of that, because the portal is really open for these baby spirits to come and step in. But you are a reincarnation of something deep beyond anything you know, and your template is basically an evolving version of your ancestors. You are your ancestor, you are that divine being and template. And the moment that you look outside of yourself, or something outside of you tends to question that, you are actually fighting against your own natural instinct to step into the fates of who you came here to be. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, but that's basically what I'm trying to tell you, is like, this Scorpio full moon isn't only about stepping into the divinity of yourself, but it's about stepping into the divinity of the collective and your ancestral space. Like this is like, it's bones, it's you, it's who you are as a full eternal being. That is what's rising through the phoenix. It's a knowing. I knew it. Who says it's a knowing, right? So one of the biggest things I'm going to have you sit with is the emotions that are in that murky swamp that's coming up. Ask yourself, what are you absorbing outside of you that is causing you to feed this shadow? Because that is your responsibility. And this is why I'm saying that this is very important 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, to really make a priority to smudge yourself, to clear your space, to connect with the earth. This is very important because emotions needs a space of groundingness. So whether that is going for a walk this time, or just taking a moment to sun gaze, or perhaps laying on the ground for a little bit, going for a little walk, connecting with our beautiful fur family, such as dogs and cats, to come and connect and allow them to be your teachers. Whatever it is, this is your time for you to really connect to that, because this is an opportunity of you stepping into the rising or stepping into the ashes of a fake reality of technology of who you are. And this brings me to the next layer of the Scorpio full moon, which is that what will be highlighted is a reality that we created to make us feel happy. Now, what I mean by that is like when we are allowing certain shadows that we've bypassed and we haven't had it space. This is why I said space. Remember, I said right now get used to the space, because when you can have a lot of space in your emotions, in your life, in your being, and in the unknown, that's when more things can be created. But when you try to put things in that space, that's when more things can actually get more confusing, because you're forcing things that are against the fates and against the order of the universe or the order of your spirit. So let's give an example. Let's say that you write in your journal all the things you want to manifest, right? And these things right now are, just think about your journal last week. Now, that thing on your journal is not even relative to where you're stepping into. It is a start of where it is, but it's somewhere deeper that you're going into. So what I'm trying to say is that you've painted this reality of what, rising as a phoenix, rising into your divinity, rising into your purpose is. But the Scorpio full moon is showing you that that reality is deeply rooted in shadow. I just had a conversation with someone who applied to my rebirth program, which is a one-on-one, and they do readings, right? And I asked a lot of questions. And one of the biggest shadow, which is leading up to the Scorpio full moon, so of course, that came up was, I deeply shared with them that I see where you're coming from, but you can only bring the people you hold space as deep as you're willing to. And second of all, if this is something that's coming up and your intention is to bring safeness and clarity through your readings, but your root chakra has never felt safe before, that is actually jeopardizing your energy as much as it is the client that you're holding space for. So this is the same with family members, kids, anyone that you exchange energy with. And this is what this Scorpio full moon is showing you, the shadow of like, where are you actually jeopardizing your own energy as well as the people that you're giving your energy to when your cup isn't full. And this is why it's all about breathing, reflecting, taking time, allowing things to just clear and cleanse. Because when you do that, you're not honoring you and you're not honoring their temple. You're not honoring both ways, right? Energy exchange of that. And the same thing with your reality. If you're painting how you want to manifest the world you want, the life you want, But in that, it's coming from the shadow of the emotion. It's coming from the dark feminine, which we honor. We thank you for showing us that. But in that, we have to face it as it is, which is these are the emotions. I'm not forcing myself to feel that I do feel like I'm living and I'm traveling and all the things, when right now my reality is I'm feeling scarcity. So you're connecting scarcity to this idea of manifestation. Do you see what I'm saying? So, for example, let me give you another example. Let's say you went through a heartbreak. This Scorpio full moon is highlighting your relationships and heartbreak and grief, right? But you're writing in your manifestation journal, you want to call in a partner. So what's going to happen? Spirit's going to show you up and down. They're going to show you, okay, this is the partner you want, but we need to look at all the heartbreak you did not look at and you bypassed 10 years ago, 5 years ago, after that really deep abusive relationship. You got to look and honor that first so you can honor and be in exchange of this energy that you're calling in. So this Scorpio full moon is highlighting the dark feminine as well as our higher self, and neither of them are wrong. They're both here to highlight and support you on both sides, right? One shows you the emotions that you didn't have spaciousness and didn't honor. The other side shows you the higher self, the being that you're stepping into, and you have to see up and down. You can't just go up, right? And this is funny because I was looking at a video the other day of successful people that came on my on my YouTube algorithm. And they were saying that a lot of people assume when you get successful that you just keep going up. Life isn't like that. It is like this, right? And you're going to feel maybe on 3 days before, the 3 days leading up, like you're like, woo. And then the other day you're feeling like, woo. And then you're feeling in between. This is how you're meant to step into that light, right? Into your life, into your divinity, into your truth. You cannot separate one to the other. Right? So the more that you can honor that, the more that you can see the truth of what you're actually manifesting, right? Because if you are connecting your manifestation of abundance with scarcity right now because you haven't honored scarcity, then of course you're not going to manifest, even though it's your birthright, until you face it and you look at it. Great explanation of calling in what you've honored. Yes. Let me know in the chat, in the conversation, also in the replay, like what is hitting for you here, because this is going to support you more. Again, the full other energy updates there. This is what's going to help you. If this is something that's really hitting you, like this specific part, come to the breath work, because we're going to really hold you into receiving both sides, the shadow divine feminine and also the shadow of the divine of the higher self. And they're not separate. They're both in the same breath. They're both in you, right? Let's see what the ancestors have to say, and feel free to share what's coming up for you. Ooh, Spirit didn't come to play today. I love pulling out cards because it's just like, oh, wow. Okay, you guys got some really... So we got 5 cards. There's a lot of change in this message that's receiving, okay? So we got the arrow. I love the arrow. And the arrow is saying, surround yourself with protective energy. As I mentioned before, clearing and cleansing your energy. When you are leaky and you're giving yourself from an empty cup, you're going to be more susceptible. Like that is life, right? If you are tired and vulnerable, you are more susceptible to energies that are lower frequency because you yourself are at that lower frequency. So Scorpio full moon's clearing that. But you also have to take that energetic responsibility of how today can I support myself to protect my energy. There's a difference between protecting your energy and doing something out of fear and protecting, right? So you'll see a lot of people who protect their energy because they're fearful of this. Well, really what you're doing is you're telling the spirit, you're telling the universe, you're telling the unseen that I want to protect my energy because I'm scared of that. So spirit's going to bring you that. And it's also going to bring you protection. It's going to be like that muddle of swamp water and clean waters as well, right? So just being aware that if you do feel like protective energy, but there's a fear of that, honor what is the fear, right? Where are you giving your power to the unseen of the protective energies, right? A great example of this, because Scorpio is all about psychic energies, right? If you're in a space right now, because I know I have a lot of space holders and channelers on my channel that follow here. If you're in a space where you cannot offer healing, where you cannot offer channels and messages, like maybe it's a time for you to take some step back and not offer, right? And to fill in your cup so you don't get burned out or you don't get, energies attached to you. Clear and cleanse. This is the biggest thing that's coming up. We got this card again with also on TikTok. So it's about the stag, trust and thrive. And I talk about this constantly, but there's a difference between trusting and thriving, right? When we need to trust in order to thrive, and that means allowing ourselves to fully surrender to the constant changes and the constant evolution of which we are and our power, right? I'm going to read this specific card because it's really rhyming true here. Come alive and thrive. Stand in your light and glory and grace and majesty. So this card specifically is like, where are you scared of your magic? Where are you scared of your gifts? Where are you scared of? Scorpio energy is very all about like unseen, the mystery, the psychic, the knowing, right? So it's talking about, bringing this gracefulness, this protection in these challenging times. Bringing in, your deep ancestral knowing. Your ancestors had various practices. I'm sure if you can connect with your ancestral lineage, what are the practices they did to protect their energy, right? I know some of my ancestors would use herbs to protect their energy, connecting with that ancestral knowing. You might just have a feeling to have rosemary tea one day, and that's a beautiful, protecting energy to clear and cleanse your body and your energy fields. So although the stag is haunted in the past and still is, his strength and dignity is poise. We had a poise card that came out as well. When this card arises, it represents fertility and sexuality. It also represents to explore that creative Shakti energy. So your sacral energy, what do you need to explore that is being hidden in the sacral at the Scorpio full moon? Bring it to the light, bring it into the light of the moon. You have an opportunity to thrive right now with your gifts, with your strength, with your power to make the most of it. So this is why you have the TikTok card. Make the most of right now. Okay? Make the most of right now. TikTok. That's what Spirit's trying to tell you here. So this stag energy allows you to be safe because the antlers keep away anything that interferes you. Using your auric field, this is something that I really teach in my Reiki as well, my Reiki classes, is auric field and the power of the light body, because we're getting to a point by 2026, everyone's going to be operating it, whether you like it or not, from the light body energy. What does that mean? It is the body from your skin and outwards up to 6 feet. So you ever walk into a room and you feel someone's energy right away? That is your light body layers. That is your chakras outside of your physical body that is connected to your physical body, right? So a great thing that you can do is by connecting to that layer of your auric field and strengthening your auric field, it will constantly protect and support you. It's also a great way to see your hygiene of your auric field as well. So if this is something you're interested in, I would highly suggest you apply to the Divine Dharma retreat training, because we're going to talk about that. We're going to have a whole workshop and teaching on auric field chakras, going deeper into the layers of that. That's going to really support you. Okay. What else can we share about this card? So you are encouraged to retain your dignity, be proud of who you are and all that you've accomplished. This is a turn will give you the power to thrive onwards and upwards. So what is this Scorpio full moon? It's essentially a turning point. You are at a fork in the road. A turning point in order for you to see a higher perspective. We got the eagle. So if you see an eagle, if you connect with the eagle totem, this is a sign specifically for you. Tune up the ears from the ancestors. And the eagle is connected to Father Sky. It's connected to the higher realms. The eagle can see things as clearly as day. And asking the eagle to support you during the Scorpio full moon will help you to open your insight in your third eye to see what you need to see, whether that's through dreams, meditations, whatever that have you, right? So ask the eagle spirit to support you at this time, to awaken your perspective and to bring you back to your truth and your power and divinity. And whenever you feel that there is a block or maybe something that feels a little, ask the eagle to support you of why this is coming up. Why are these emotions coming up? How is my feminine shadow of the feminine showing me this? How is the higher self showing me this? What are they both teaching me? And ground yourself. This Scorpio full moon is also affecting our root chakra, which is connected with the earth. And I can't help but say that today is Earth Day, right? It's the connection of, it's celebration of Mama Gaia. It is celebration of the earth. It is honoring her. So there's no coincidence that this happens a day before our Scorpio full moon, right? So how can you really honor your body? Earth, my body, right? Your body, your being, this body is speaking to you constantly. And as the Scorpio full moon approaches, it's speaking to you louder because it's offering to you, where do you need to see a higher perspective of your health? This is a great time for you to really look at intuitive intaking of your energy too. Something that I've recently, this might support you guys, that's why I'm sharing this. I'm currently doing medical medium, and that's something that's worked me a lot, helped me a lot in my journey through times of integrating plant medicine ceremonies, or even just after doing holding space or during retreats. And this has really made me understand where my body craves certain foods, and that's coming from the shadow space. I can actually feel it so clearly and have that eagle perspective. So the Scorpio full moon is a great time to really look at, like, what are you taking in, not only through food, but like your screens, or television, or music lyrics, or your time. Like, where's your time and your energy being poured into right now? And is it in a way of bypassing something? A great way of just really taking a time to be with the earth more and connecting at this time and feeling the emotions come up to the surface, and then giving space for them again. Because again, that's creating more spaciousness for you to take in that turning point of you to thrive and to rise and to let your wings fly. This brings us to the fire, ignite your passions, right? So with this Scorpio full moon being a water sign, this is the fire, right? So it's heating up the water. The water is boiling for some of you, right? During the Scorpio full moon that's happening on April 23rd, 2024, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, you are being ignited through these emotions to birth your passion within you. It's not outside of you, right? So what is the passion that is wanting to burst through you, that is wanting to express through you? Not in a space of validation from the shadow, or wanting people to see your judgment, or whatever it is, those stories. Beyond stories, your true self. If you were to be in a room alone, no one watching you, what would the passion that you would explore safely in that space? Now take that same safetiness and expression, do it outside of the world with no expectation of how people receive you and expect you to be. This is what you bring in. There's also a triangle that they're holding, and it's the tri-factor here of the divinity of yourself, the divinity of who you are. And this is representing your present self, your true self, your present self, your higher self, and your shadow self. Spirit corrected me there. So these three are working together to weave you back into divinity of who you are, right? And it's bringing you back into the inside of your third eye for you to see the full perspective of the eagle, soaring high beyond anything that you can ever imagine, bringing us back a protection. I've gotten protection multiple times. So this is literally telling me, but a lot of you have had warnings. You've had warnings about how you're giving your energy away to other people. This could be sexually, right? Who are you allowing into your womb and sacral? That's a really big thing that's coming up right now. Who are you allowing into your creative space or your workspace? And you're not protecting, you're not honoring this temple. Earth your body, right? Earthing your body to allow the waters and emotions to feel safe here. Scorpio, waters, earth. Today's Earth Day. There's a connection with all the elements here. So listening to that. Drop your shield. When you can feel protected within yourself, you drop your shield. Everything drops, right? So I'm going to read this card because protection, that word keeps coming up. And if you see it or you hear it, please listen to it. This is the protection guardian. We have 112. Drop your shields of shame, resistance, fear that is standing between you and your chance to enjoy fun. So what fear, shame, resistance, or fear is preventing you to bring play and joy and excitement in life? Know that you don't need to hide who you are with your gifts anymore. Have them shine. So let's drop into the collective right now. Your gifts are going to open up so much beyond anything you can imagine. A lot of you are getting higher templates in yourself that you've never experienced. Even notice what has changed of what you can absorb and what you can take in from people. This is a huge thing to keep in mind. One of the biggest things I've noticed is meat for me. To give you an idea, back years ago, I was raw vegan for about a year. I was vegan after that. And then I slowly started to bring meat because it felt good, but I was doing grass-fed meat. Recently, now, something shifted in my DNA because of the collective of the work I'm doing. And now I'm even like, the meat, I feel it like almost like I am the meat, you are me. Like it's really hard for me to eat meat now. Now, coming from an ancestral lineage where meat is literally like every single meal, there's excessive meat. But then what I've been receiving from the divine is that, for example, what we're taught, like, you know that triangle that you have at the doctor, and they show you like your grains and the various things you should eat, right? That is actually not true, right? And what Scorpio full moon is allowing us to enhance our intuition, to drop our shields within ourselves, and where are we using those narratives as shields to our true divinity for us to finally come home to ourselves in this lifetime. So, for example, for me to have this narrative that my ancestors, it came from something that comes from a shadow, right? Them constantly eating meat, constantly eating a lot of food because their lineage came from the story that they play by is this lineage that went through no food, lack, scarcity. So when there is food, we eat a lot of it because we're scared that if we don't eat a lot now, there might not be enough later. So we eat now for tomorrow, right? That's the mindset of scarcity that comes in. But yet we have to understand that if we can tap into our template and our eternal being in here and our light body and our auric body and our auric fields, we start to shift where our attachments with food and television and things outside of us don't no longer support us anymore. So again, ask yourself, where are you shielding the truth of your true divinity so you can finally be in unionship with your partnership, with your friendship, with your soul family, with your purpose, with your life meaning here, for your experience, for you to be in your body here, right? So I just felt like I went through so many layers with you. But let's do a little check-in. Also for the recap, what are we feeling? What is coming in for you? Put it in the chat. Even if you see the replay, what are the messages you're receiving? What has come up? What is resurfacing? What is maybe feeling like, ooh, I don't want to go into that. Let's talk about it because this is where you get the healing. You receive your messages. And I'm going to do one more layer of a reading and then we're going to close the portal. Okay, so let's do a little check-in. I need to drink some water. Okay. Dropping my fear and surrender. Yes, Ivana. We love that. We love, love, love that. YouTube, what you're saying. What are you guys saying? What are you feeling? You ate me up with this reading. Just saying it as it is with love. How to navigate my relationship with my spouse and my spiritual growth. That's coming up. Woo, I hold to that. I hold to that. That was a pile, so we're going to put that back. But, ooh-wee. Okay, what else, Spirit, do we need to know? Bring in the truth. You thought I was dropping the truth. Wait until you receive this message right here. Let's get the ancestors. They're speaking too, and they're cackling. Okay, keep the comments going. The first thing I want to share is milk and honey. Okay, we got the rainbow of hope. We got the milk and honey. Honey is abundance. It's community. It's coming together. It's seeing that you are specifically a piece placed in this lineage, in this family, in this relationship, in this life for a specific meaning that is beyond you to fathom, but it's a knowing. And you're going to be placed in certain areas, right? So what this means is you have so much luck and you're kind of changing your why around abundance and money. How many times do you have to say 8 is the day? This is the number of today, of the 23rd, I mean. So April 23rd, the number when you add it all up is 8. We're in the year 8. So it's another 888 portal essentially that we have on the Scorpio full moon, which is So potent, right? It's giving you a shadow period of what you will expect in August 8th, 2024, which is literally going to be a triple eight, right? So then you bring us to the all that glitter, which is shiny things are always the best things in life, right? And you're getting that big awakening. I was going to say the ancestors said rude awakening, but let me just filter it for you. Big awakening, okay? You are getting just this big realization that your why was deeply rooted in something that was lacked and in the scarce space. Whoa. Okay. So what that means is that your why of how you do things, how you live your life is on the basis of scarcity or something that you felt like you lacked in yourself. And that's not true. So you're regretting that. You're reshifting that fully in your paradigm. You're realizing, ooh, the things that I was brought up to work towards or attain or receive, it doesn't actually mean abundance for me. And that's why I feel such a lack of happiness and fulfillment in my life right now. But the Scorpio full moon is asking you to write down what you really want. I'm seeing this beautiful picture of you as a younger self by a water, and you're writing a journal, and you're just writing what you want with the waters. You're in the nature, there's a pond. Oh, this is really beautiful. My throat's going off, so the ancestors are about to speak. What else does the ancestors have to say? Belief systems, yes. Scorpio full moon's all about belief systems. You hit it right, Joanne. Okay. We got the masculine coming in to hold you as you step into the relaxation. Let the masculine. It's funny. The first bit we had all the feminine kind of coming in. You got the feminine speaking, which is beautiful. Now we have the all masculine cards. So you have a warrior card here. Okay. The warrior is be fearless and stand strong in your power, in your knowing, even when everything around you is telling you otherwise. The beautiful thing about a child is a child sees things as it is. That's why I say children are the best teachers, because they just see it as it is. They don't have any filter and they tell you what it's meant to be. Right. And I think that is something that's so important. You need to connect back to that knowing and enhance from that, advance from that. Take charge and authority. Take charge and authority of your life. Stop being a victim to your shadow and you. You can't blame it on the moon. You can't blame it on the sun. You can't blame it on anything. Take responsibility. Okay. Take responsibility of the emotions of that. I always say this with people, like these channel messages, there's various people online and we're here connecting, and it's guidance, it's initiating, but it's also like you take authority of your healing. Okay, now that you've received this message, what are you going to listen to? How are you going to continue to listen and really tune into your knowing and what you need to do in your emotions and understand them? That body awareness, Laser, you said it perfect. Body awareness and connection to the earth and who you are, that's key. That's medicine for the Scorpio full moon. Okay. Just saw your reading and it resonated so much. Beautiful, Angelica. So nice to see you here. Okay. How to be happy. We'll get back to that in a second, Angelica. So trust your higher forces. Okay. We got the shamanism card here. Trust the higher forces. Okay. This is, how do I translate this? You are a piece on a chess board. Okay. And you have no control if you're going to be the winning opponent to checkmate or not. That's what Spirit's telling you. You be fearless, you be strong, and you take charge of your life, and you play that game by chess. And you know that you have no knowing of where you're going to go, but you decide to play, right? You could either step on the sidelines and tell all the other chess pieces that you're not playing today, and then what? They can't play chess, right? That is the collective responsibility we have to do. We need the whole chessboard for us to collectively play and to collectively work together in this lineage and in this rising of the earth right now. But if one piece, one gift, one being is removed, every person, every one of you has a purpose in community. It's not going to same to the other, right? You got to trust that and honor that. So there's a higher force that's putting you on this chessboard, putting you in certain places to meet people, certain emotions to release, certain ideas to receive in your gifts, certain awakenings. These are all intentionally created by you and your soul as well as the unseen. It is a bigger playbook than you know. And you got to surrender to that. That is trusting. Surrendering is knowing that you're on that chessboard and you don't know if you're going to checkmate or not. But if you sit there and complain and ask why you need to be on this specific square and this is you trusting, well, honey, you're not trusting. You're not playing the game of life. So Scorpio full moon is true. It's honest. I'm going to see if there's any other cards I need to receive because I did do a lot of card pulls. Let's see what else you're getting. Non-duality, we are all living through different eyes of the same soul. Exactly. You're all receiving different stories, but the same. Like, I am you, you and I. That's literally it. So anything that divides you, which is you bypassing these emotions that are coming up, the shadow, is you honoring that and seeing that so you don't have to divide yourself from society and divide yourself from your happiness and divide yourself from belonging here. That's what really life is about. And the Scorpio full moon's about is showing that you can rise into this without saying the stories that people are judging you and see. This is all your rhetoric. This is all your voice. This is all your shadow. Look at it. Don't mask it with affirmations and manifestation tools. Like that is bypassing. Please, trusting is looking at that fully for what the reality is, not painting a reality that is fake. And in a world where there is this fight between real and fake and making you confused, that's really what this earth world is. It's trying to confuse you in your divinity when you already know who you are. That is the power that you have in yourself. You already know. You're already fearless. You're already in charge of your authority. You're already abundant. You already know your why. You already know your purpose. You already want to have the support. But there are things involved that are trying to prevent you, and you are allowing it to happen. So where in the Scorpio full moon are you going to say, hey, I'm taking charge here? Orphanage. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. This card is basically saying the orphan, the orphan is telling you, literally telling you, oh my gosh, what was me? Oh my God. Like all of these words of making yourself cower into like your shadow and be that and think that that is all you are is so not true. That you are, again, the warrior of your own life. You are taking charge and you have such the ancestors of the masculine holding you. You are trusting in the divine and you have an option and an opportunity to do that. So stop being an orphan. Let's see one more card, Spirit. One more, two more cards. Okay. Unfinished Symphony. This is a great way to end, okay? So you got the Unfinished Symphony and you also got the Observer. Observe the shadows that are coming again and again for the Scorpio full moon because you have the space to honor them. I always like to say when you do shadow work, you're not changing. You're not telling that shadow to be different. You're not telling that shadow that you're not loved, whatever it is, whatever version of you that you are in the process of accepting and understanding that is part of you. But you're observing how much you're living by that shadow and not in your true divinity, right? Exactly. And when you can do that, you are observing where your power can fully step forward. And it's not going to be taken away. It's definitely not. They're making you think that way, but that's not true. It's not going to be altered. It's not something that you are missing. It's not something that you forget. Like that doesn't exist. Doesn't exist, y'all. Okay, so let's just observe together during the Scorpio full moon how much we're stepping into our divinity and how we can honor that these shadows are our teachers and this higher self is also our teacher and none of them are better than the other. So that fear and shame and all of the pain and whatever that you're receiving, the anger, whatever's being ignited in you during the Scorpio full moon on that side, say thank you. Because when you say thank you to that, you step into the higher self and you step into the truth of what's there. And they can both speak without feeling altered or rejected or not seen or changed. So again, my biggest advice I can give you to integrate this Scorpio full moon 3 days after is to really hone into where are you being separated and told that you are not a fearless, standing, heart-led, supported, guided being that you are. But again, humble yourself by looking at that. There's a duality here. Look at the shadow, right? I catch people sometimes in my one-on-ones. I'm like, yep, that's a shadow. Let's look at that a little bit. But what exactly is here? Let's talk about it here. Let's give some love to this version of you. Yes. Oh, okay. My abundance. I'm working on that and I'm working on it. But, I do feel that's the truth. But I do feel that's the shadow we need to listen to. Not I'm working on all that. Great. That's awesome. That's human stuff that you're trying to do to get the A+ in school. That actually doesn't mean anything. It's what is actually alive in you is actually what means something. It's not what you want people to see, to look good, to feel like, oh, that person will accept me. Right? Coming from something else. So I know I shared a lot here. I want to check in with you guys, even replay. How are we feeling? What are we doing here? Let's do a little check-in, shall we? Yes, not anymore speak up. Yes, using your voice. Agreed to that. A shade of that. So where can you go from here? Okay, Shika, I've received this channel message. What next? Couple things, few things. Let's chat about them quickly before we close the space. One, I have a meditation for you on YouTube, TikTok. You guys can go on the link in the bio, and it will go over and bring you into cleansing and clearing your body and your being to support you into the new beginning you're stepping into. Two, there's a full energy update with numerology, card readings, and more. I guess you can say step 1, step 2, all the things that I've shared in a Scorpio full moon energy update. You can go check that out on my YouTube channel. And you have this here as well to support you. And lastly is the Scorpio breathwork that's happening on the 23rd from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, a 3.5. I don't like to rush integration with you guys. Breathwork where you get to really step into your journey and who you are. And you can register for that in the link, TikTok and bio. And we're going to be going over tuning into those shadows and also the higher self. We're going to look at both. We're going to see both, and we're going to see the power in both of them, what they're teaching us for us to step into our divinity. We're going to have an open circle. We're going to go over intentions. We're going to go over the energy update. We're also going to have a beautiful breathwork, a somatic breathwork journey. This isn't a meditation. This is somatic breathwork healing. It's going to be such a beautiful opportunity for you to work with the parasympathetic, which is a relaxed state, to move you into a different state, which is just as powerful as plant medicine, honestly. And then we have integration together. We close the circle. So if you're interested in that, you can go and register down below. I also want to share there will be breathworks for all the moon cycles. So if you want to make it an intention for you to, sorry, for some reason, TikTok does this thing. If I'm live for a while, it's like, ooh, I want to make sure you're still on there. So, okay, we're back here. But one of the things I will share is my intention is to bring an opportunity for you to connect with yourself and your spirit every single month, once or twice a month. So the next 2 to 2.5 months, you can go see the schedule in my link tree of all the breathworks that we're offering to support you. And again, each one has a different intention, a different energy, a different way that it's going to support you. So you can go and look at the link tree for that. And lastly is the Divine Dharma. We have the Divine Dharma retreat and training for space holders, for those who are interested in holding themselves, but helping their family and friends and healing and really stepping into their gifts and their divinity. It's called Divine Dharma because you're stepping into your divine to support you and to give you clarity on your Dharma in this lifetime. So this will be happening on the 16th of June until the 24th of June in Canada. And you will have a beautiful Reiki attunement. We're going to have plant medicine ceremonies. We're going to do workshops on your gifts, chakras, learning about the chakras, how to support you in that, learning about smudging properly that has been taught to me by my elders. And I'm going to share it with you so you can support yourself, and integration, of course, to support you. And you're going to enjoy beautiful food, organic food to help your nourishing body during this process on 150 acres on a lake and in a beautiful straw bale. Beautiful, beautiful space. So you can go and apply in that link tree for that. It starts in June, which I'm really excited for that. And yeah, 3 spots available. And lastly is the plant medicine. If you've been wanting to sit with Aya, if you've been wanting to sit with 𝐿, if you've been wanting to sit with master plants, if you have an interest in going into that space and supporting and healing, now is a time more than ever to connect with these plant allies and to connect with nature. So we have 3 opportunities that I will share with you. The first one is happening July 11th to August 5th. And it is with Aya Retreats. They've invited me to come again, this time not as a participant, but to actually support them as an assistant with the Aya Retreats with Don Miguel, who's a maestro there, and Elio, who's a facilitator. And this is a specific 1 month where you get to diet, master plants, learn from the Shipibo from Peru in the jungle. You get to heal yourself through that 26 days, your whole body and your being. So if you're interested in that, please send me an email for that and I'll give you information on that and how to register. And the last 2 amazing opportunities we have as well is we're bringing our Costa Rica Heaven and Earth retreat with Colleen Ariel, who's an amazing curandera. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to collaborate with her again. And it will be in February 1st to the 11th. We'll be in beautiful Costa Rica, Chiripo. You'll be sitting with Aya, 𝐿, breathwork, Boben Sana, and connecting with the eternal waters that is there in this beautiful space in Costa Rica. And lastly is Peru. If you've been wanting to sit with plant medicine in Peru with integral maestros and space holders and facilitators, this is an opportunity. Colleen and I will be also collaborating here. And it's at the end of April. I'm so excited for this retreat from the 21st to the 31st of April, 2025. You will get to sit with Aya again, as well as 𝐿, Boben Sana, various plants, and you get to sit and do some workshops with the elders. So if this is something you're interested in and really going deep into your healing, then you can just give me an email and I will be more than happy to help and support you. So yeah, I'm so excited. So many things. These are the opportunities. The plants are alive. They want to support you. They're speaking so strongly. And now is the time to support and be given help. So whether it's breath work or Aya or 𝐿 or whatever that you want to support, just email myself or our team and I'll come and help you and support you with whatever that you need. Again, this is a time for you to step into that new beginning and that big awakening that you're stepping into. And of course, we have the one-on-ones. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one in May, I have 1 spot available. So that is it. Happy Scorpio full moon. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. It's so nice to hang out with you. It's so energizing. You know you're doing the right thing when you get energized, when you do things that you love, right? Look at that. Your passions should ignite you. The things you do should ignite you. If it doesn't ignite you, it ain't for you. So see that. Rejection is protection in the best way. And listen to your body. Listen to your knowing. You know yourself. Okay. So happy Scorpio full moon. Thank you for joining me here. And I'll see you guys in the breathwork tomorrow. Don't forget to register. I love you.